there might be hope for TNA. Today might not be their last day. Well, that's not going to be TNA right now. Alright, so TNA has his pay-per-view tonight called Lockdown. TNA Lockdown. And I gotta admit, I was pretty little iffy, before watching this pay-per-view. I was like, oh, do I want to watch this for the Celtics game? Which, by the way, Celtics won. Yeah, Ray Allen. 3. Mr. 3. Anyway. Man, you Lakers fans are going to kill me. Alright, so yeah, back to TNA. So TNA has Lockdown, right? Right. So first match. We have the X Division Xscape match, which is, the X Division guys such as Generation Me, Suicide, Robbie E, Jay Lethal, Suicide, Brian Kendrick, and just the X Division guys. First of all, it's good to see the X Division guys together because, it's not homo, but no homo. With the X Division, I miss seeing the X Division. I've said this before, over and over again. Oops. I miss the X Division. I do. Because the X Division is what made TNA special. It made TNA different from companies such as WWE, ROH, AAA Mexico. They just made them different from other companies. And of course, we haven't really seen that in the last few years, or at least a year since Hogan and Bischoff took over. I almost said Bischoff. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that on purpose too. But anyway, this was a good match. No complaints here really. Just typical. It was some high flying moves surprising enough, even in the steel cage. So I was pretty surprised by that. The final two guys were the only way you could win was escape to the cage. If you were the final two, Brian Kendrick and Max Buck. And same Buck. Brian Kendrick's about to escape from the cage. Max pushes the referee into the cage. Brian Kendrick falls like a freaking apple off a tree, into the freaking canvas. And then Max Buck comes out and wins the match. So Max Buck is your #1 contender for the X Division Championship. So yeah. I'm still upset to see Generation Me basically split now, but life goes on. Sad, but yeah. So then we had we had Eric Bischoff come out. He cut a promo, whatever, talk about how tonight's gonna be a Immortal night. How tonight Immortal's gonna get back the World Heavyweight Championship, and that despite how young and the good future is for Fortune, that they're gonna end it, and then how his role model is Hulk Hogan, brother. Anyway. So then we had Inc. the tag team match. Inc. versus Crimson and Steiner versus Orlando Joe and Eric Young versus the British Invasion. This match is kind of like a laugher the first few minutes. I mean, just because Eric Young was in there, Orlando Joe came out in this whole little Tarzan, orange and black stripes thing going here. And then, later Eric Young took his pants off and was wearing, those trunks. And, yeah. They were matching. Anyway, the match itself wasn't too bad. I thought it was okay. Did what it needed to do. I forget who was coming out of the cage. I think it was Magnus that was, about to escape through the cage. Then out of nowhere, Shannon Moore, I think he pinned. I want to say he pinned Scott Steiner, but I could be wrong. I think he pinned Scott Steiner. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Inc. So Inc. is your #1 contenders for the tag team championships. So yeah. Then we had the TNA Knockouts Championship match, and at first when I was about to rate this match, I was thinking, "Oh, good lord!" But then I thought about it, and I was like, "This actually might make sense." Mickie James versus Madison Rayne Knockouts Championship. Mickie loses, she loses her hair. Madison loses, of course, she loses the belt. Surprisingly, Tara wasn't involved in this match. She wasn't even at ringside. But the match itself was quick, like 2 minutes max. But Mickie James, she had the injured shoulder, whatever. So she couldn't really do much. She literally squashed Madison Rayne. I mean, right when the bell rang, she just attacked Madison. I don't think Madison Rayne. I think Madison Rayne got like a smack on her face. That was it on Mickie. That was it. Mickie throws her to the ring ropes. Yada yada yada. A few moments later, Mickie hits finisher. DT. 1, 2, 3. Winner and new Knockouts champion, Mickie James. So yeah, Mickie James, first one to ever be Divas, Women's, and Knockouts champion. So congratulations, man. Hardcore country. I will never be a hardcore country. I love Mickie, but I will never be hardcore country. So yeah, then we had the Pope versus Samoa Joe. This match was freaking slow. Good lord, especially the beginning. But it kind of got up to pace a little bit. My stream was lagging like freaking hell. I had to go to a new stream. I had to get the freaking V-share thing. And I use freaking Google Chrome. It's like, no, you can't use Google Chrome. You can use Internet Explorer or Firefox. So yeah. But the match itself, like I said, wasn't too bad. Samoa Joe chokes out Pope, win the match. So yeah, hopefully this feud is over between Pope and Joe, because they should really be going after Immortal. Not killing each other. Good lord. Ugh. Next, we have Matt Morgan versus Hernandez. This was an okay match. It was okay. Not that great. But, again, it's Matt Morgan Hernandez. What do you expect? But again, it was an okay match. Alright. Matt Morgan picks up the victory after hitting the blueprint. Till the match is over, we had Sarita and Rosita come to the ring saying that Sarita, the mainly talked. Said that she should be the Knockouts champion, and that it's TNA always screw the Mexicans, blah blah blah, and that we know 2 languages, you only know 1. And then Velvet Sky finally came out again, no pigeons loose. Came out and just took out Rosita. Rosita disappeared after Velvet hit like a clothesline on her. I don't know where she went, but then Velvet attacked Sarita, and that was it. I was surprised there's no Angelina Love or Winder right after that, but yeah, just I think that was just made that moment just to show, hey, look, we have Velvet Sky on this pay-per-view. Ross, you're smiling. I know you are. Next, we had one of the best matches of the night. Holy crap, probably the best. Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett in the steel cage match, in the whatever Man's Rule match. I forget what it's called. It's basically 2 out of 3 falls. The first one, Kurt Angle made Jeff Jarrett tap out the ankle lock. That was cool. Then Jeff Jarrett snuck up with the freaking roll up out of nowhere. So it's 1-1. Then the match really started to pick up. Now it's the escape from the cage. So now they can use the cage as the weapon. This was just good. Kurt Angle. This match was chaos. Freaking Gunner and Murphy were going to come out and interfere, and then comes Scott Steiner and Crimson, and Scott Steiner has a freaking lead pipe, and then TNA likes using lead pipes. I'll get to that later on. And then Karen got involved, and this match was insane. But Kurt does the moonsault off the cage. Jeff does his power bomb that Kurt literally lands on his neck on the canvas. That was sick. But this was a really good match. Kurt, at one point, Kurt's about to win the match. Then referee gets knocked down, and then Karen comes out back again because apparently she got ejected before the match even started. She comes out with some spray. I'm guessing hairspray. I have no idea. Sprayed in Kurt's eyes. Kurt knocks down the referee. Then apparently the guitar is under the freaking stairs of the ring, whatever. That was freaking weird. And then Karen literally pulls Jeff out of the cage, and Jeff Jarrett wins. I didn't like the result. I thought Kurt should have won, but nonetheless, it was a good match. Very good match. I'll give both these guys credit. So yeah, good match. Next, we have the triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. RVD versus Sting versus Mr. Anderson. This match was short. What is up with TNA having short freaking World Heavyweight Championship matches? Good lord. Wasn't short as freaking Jeff Hardy. Nothing was short than that. Freaking going to the bathroom wasn't shorter than that. But yeah, Divas matches are not even short as that. But this was okay match. Hulk Hogan brother. comes out with the pipe and gives it to RVD. RVD looks like he's about to hit someone with it. He throws it, says no, screw you. Mr. Anderson gets it, whacks RVD with it. I don't know if this is a highlight in the match, but Sting hits the sharpshooter on both RVD and Mr. Anderson, both get out of it. After Mr. Anderson hits RVD with the lead pipe, Sting comes out of no. I don't know what freaking Anderson was gonna do. He like freaking pulls RVD back. I'm like, what are you doing? Just pin him. And then Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop on Mr. Anderson. 1, 2, 3, your winner and still welterweight champion. Sting. Mr. Hulk Hogan Brawler is upset. Oh, we saw Brooke Hogan for 2 seconds. That's what we want to see, Brooke Hogan, because Brooke knows best. Then we had Immortal versus Fortune. This was good. Good match. I was surprised it was the main event. I thought the World Championship match would be the main event, but again, it was a good match. Started off was Abyss and Kaz. Man, Bully Ray is obsessed with freaking Kaz's good looks. Oh, you pretty face? You got a pretty face? Yeah, you like that pretty face, huh? That pretty face? I got $1 every time I say pretty face. I could go freaking buy a freaking Wii right now. But anyway, so yeah. But the match, it was good. Got to the point. People started coming in. Then the cage comes down with the weapons. Freaking Fortune grabs all the weapons and starts beating the hell out of freaking Immortal with it. There's at one point Matt Hardy's on top of the cage. He's like, what do I do? Then Christopher Daniel comes on there. Matt Hardy gets the twist of hate. Then Abyss and I think Matt Hardy were on the outside. Daniels jumps off the cage and lands at both of them. Then AJ returns. AJ comes out, starts raising hell basically on Immortal, and then Fortune, and then I think it was Robert Roode. Yeah, Robert Roode hits a finisher move on, I don't know what it was. I think maybe a figure four, could be wrong. On Ric Flair. Rick taps out, and that was it, guys. That was Lockdown. Just like TNA. Just the way you are, TNA. You got hope. I believe in you, TNA. Fortune. Celtics, baby. Woo!